hear me out, the whole thing. So I guess if you mess with one, money, two, medications and stuff, it gets people pretty upset. I would just like to ask one question. Where was everyone at whenever they were always after marijuana when we see what tobacco and alcohol does? Nobody stood up and said, hey, wait, this is all bull. We don't understand why. And laws haven't changed. But now that Kennedy and Trump's in there, and they're talking about, going after the antidepressants and stuff like that. First of all, can I mention one of the reasons why we may need antidepressants, anti-anxiety, and many other medications is it could be because of the food. And what happens whenever you take these things, these medications, and your body doesn't use them all? It goes through your system, out your urine. What happens to that? It goes into the ground. It gets circulated back into our water supply, where therefore we are ingesting these things at micro levels, just like the plastics and everything. But these are things that you need to think about whenever you're pissed off because, oh my God, they might take my medication. Maybe the medications weren't the best thing in the first place. I know a lot of people that have been on them and they seem like they're happy, but there's just something off after they get on the medications, and some never come back even if they quit taking the medications. So maybe we ought to be looking at the cause as to why we all need to be put on medications these days. Maybe it's something that they've done with the food. Maybe it's not a thing where, well, we just need medications. No, maybe it's because we need to change our diets. We need to change how our food is grown. And we, at one time, the fruits and vegetables and everything were half the size, if not smaller than that. Now they've genetically modified them to where we can grow more for less. And so we need to take all those things in consideration instead of just flipping out saying, oh my God, he's going to take away this. We're all going to end up in camps, because that's what I'm hearing right now. That's what I'm hearing on the interwebs is, oh, they're putting us in camps. The next thing they're taking the drugs, and then the next thing eugenics. Oh, they're trying to put it. Well, whenever they try to start putting us all in camps, we all have to stand up. But right now, I'm not seeing that. What I'm seeing is a bunch of corruption that's been going on that most of us have known about for a long time. I mean, where have you guys been at? Stuck on the boob tube, just watching the TV? I mean, look up these things. A lot of people have been saying this stuff for years. Like, hey, this is... And everyone said, well, that's a conspiracy. But yet now we're figuring out, well, maybe these guys weren't wrong. Maybe it was our government pushing propaganda. And now we're actually getting to a place where maybe there's not so much propaganda. We still have TikTok that's wanting to still monitor what people are saying. They still want to block everything with their AIs or whatever they're doing. But at the same time, we have this little bit of freedom here where we can have these discussions, these open discussions. So before you guys just jump on that train of Nazis are here and we're all going to end up in camps, and they're going to take all the medications away, and they're going to take all the public funding away for all of our public systems, give it all to all the rich people. I just slow down. What are you going to do? Slow down. Are you going to pick up arms and try to start a confrontation? No, just slow down. You got brothers and sisters and friends, family on both sides of this dang thing, and you guys got to slow down and start thinking about stuff. And if anything, we need to come together in the town square and talk and say, hey, here's where I agree. I just got done having a conversation with a person that's, against a lot what I believe. But guess what we did? After back and forth, we figured out we have a lot more in common than we do not common. The reason why that we feel like we're all against each other is because that is what the national television news is saying. That is what we see. That's what all these, and now TikTok's the same way. After the shutdown, what happened when TikTok came back? We had all the news companies coming on here now. And guess what? They didn't have to build their following like we did they? No. Most of you guys know that. You get on theirs, and they were up to 500,000 people following their channel or their pages. But none of us were wanting to follow them. So how did they get so big? Well, it's because they're pushing propaganda. They're pushing propaganda on this site. They're pushing propaganda everywhere. So, keep your guys' heads clear. Remember that we had a whole host of issues before Donald Trump ever stepped foot in the office, before he even stepped foot on a campaign trail. We had these issues. Now it seems like there's people that are actually trying to stand up to these big establishments, and everyone's like, well, Elon Musk, he's got a lot of money and stuff. Okay, great. Give them a little bit of time to start clearing out these budgets and stuff and redirecting money. It doesn't just happen overnight because the Democrats are pissed off. I mean, these are huge budgets that take days, weeks, months. At one time they went to go do the Pentagon, and they said right before 9/11, they went to go look at the Pentagon, budget and see where all the money was going, and they said it was too big. It was too big to be able to figure out where everything was going. That it was just an astronomical thing that there's just no way they could ever do it. So really, that was never done. Obama and Biden also fought for that during Obama's presidency, is to fight for finding out where all the money was going. But yet, what happened with them? They ended up following the same positions, and I voted for Obama. People have been stealing from us, and they've been very good con artists, but it's a good old boys club, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have played in the good old boy system. Look at your jobs and look at, maybe not the job you're in now, but maybe a different job or something where everyone kisses the manager's ass. That's the good old boys club. It doesn't mean that manager's right, but you're going to do what that manager says because you want that paycheck. So that's what these guys here in Congress and stuff, if they're all got their little hands in the money, they don't want to tattle on no one. They don't want to stir up anything. They all play a part of the team because they all got their hand in the cookie jar. So I just think that you guys need to slow your roll on eugenics and Nazis and calling the people on the right Nazis and fascists, and saying that we hate people of color. I'm Native American. I know many people on the right that are black, that are Hispanic, that are Asian, that are white. I know lots of different people on this side. So the racist Nazi stuff isn't going to fly. And you guys sit here and a lot of times act like, oh, we're calling Trump, we're calling Elon a Nazi. No, I've heard many of you guys say the right, not Trump, not Elon, but everyone on the right. If you voted for Trump, you are a Nazi racist. That's not the fact. That you guys are incompetent, and you guys are doing the same thing as racism by grouping us all in one group, and that is not factual. You guys need to start thinking, what do the news companies have to lose? Why was NPR getting all that money? Why? Why do all these congressmen? Why do they get into office? And all of a sudden, their personal bank accounts go up millions of dollars. Some of the best traders, stock traders in the United States are Nancy Pelosi. I mean, what? How do you figure this? And I'm not saying it's just Democrats; it's Republicans too. Both sides are doing it. I mean, they're the ones who they're affecting the laws. They're affecting the regulations that can either make a company go down or make them go up. And they know when that's going to happen. And if you start watching how they're trading, you might become rich too. Is any of that right? No, it's not. Because what happens is they start making decisions for that pocket, not for the people. So if they're highly invested in that company, they're damn sure going to make good regulations for that company, not bad ones that are going to hinder it. So get your head out of whatever hole it's in, and join the what we should be calling the woke group. We should be the new woke group, the people who are seen behind the curtain, behind the illusion. Think about it.